the cyber attacks and phishing threats increased incredibly. I read before articles saying that 95% of the new cyber attacks have been developed in the last 2 years. And from our experience at the CDW, we saw a lot of customers coming to us with after they got ransomware or attacked and their data compromised, which impact the business. So security, it's a big concern. You want it to be connected with your team, working remotely, but in the same time, you want to make sure that your data will be secure and identity for your employee is also secure. But to do all that, you will need to get some customer, they will get multiple vendors, they will need to get multiple technologies, which at the end of the day, this will raise your cost. And for SMB market, cost is a big sensitive point. So you wanted to make sure that you work and be productive and secure, but with the cost efficient. And this is the point that you need to make sure that legacy solutions don't solve the challenges, especially if you have old legacy solution. And method vendor, a lot of vendors will make your cost increase and it will be more complex. So this is why we see some trends. We see that a lot of 88 of SMB feel that the security is a top mind. Security is a big aspect, and the BDM need 84% of them. They need to accelerate new transformation. They need to be more agile, more dynamic. Whenever there is change on the environment and the worldwide, they want to be more easy to transform. They don't want to take a lot of time, and they want to be ready before anything happened. And as we mentioned, financial, it's a big aspect. So we need to take care of our cost. So this is how we see it will be transformed. So for connection between people, you need to enable focus on digital strategies and how to be connected. Work on security to be top mind and take help find ways to reduce your cost. As Satya, the CEO of Microsoft, he mentioned that Microsoft 365, it's a tool that Microsoft provide to give it to their customer to do more with less. It's one vendor, one location, one technology will give you a lot to do with less money. How we can do that, we will see that in the next slide. That Microsoft 365 Business Premium, it's one of the most secure, cost-effective, and reliable cloud solution. With that, you will not get only collaboration or you will get email on the cloud or Teams or SharePoint. You will get more than that. And I can share this with you in a second to show you the difference between different plans from Microsoft 365 perspective for the small and medium business. I have a nice chart can show this difference. Let me first, before jumping to this, show you. This is the Microsoft 365 business plan. We have business basic, as we know, and it gives you the basic ones, the Exchange Online, Teams, SharePoint, OneDrive, and with the limited mailbox, not limited, it's around 50 gig. And you have business standards with more features. You will have Microsoft Cloud Services and desktop apps. So you will have your Word, Excel, PowerPoint. You can install it on your machines and have the cloud version. However, the Microsoft 365 Business Premium, which we will focus today on in our demo, in our workshop, it give you on top of all what you have in basic and standard, it give you security and compliance and mobile device management, which is a lot. Let me show you this chart, which I wanted to share. Here you can see that this is the chart for business plans. We have business basic, which is mainly Office 365 application, the normal one, Exchange, OneDrive, SharePoint, all these features, and Microsoft Teams. And we have business standard, which is come on top of basic with Office apps, desktop, so you can download it in your desktop. However, with business premium, you will see more of that. You will see that we have the Office application, the normal one, and you have another two boxes included. One of them, the first one, it's the Enterprise Mobility and Security Suite, where you will get more security features like multi-factor authentication, conditional access, single sign-on. We will see all these features today. And you have also the mobile device management. All this included in this boxes from the license perspective. And you will get also Windows Business license in case if you need to have a Windows license. So this is a lot with the in one technology. You don't need to have security and mobile device management and collaboration tools all with M365 Business Premium. Let's back again for our presentation. So this is the plans which we have. Then we will start with the demo. I will turn off my camera just to make sure that there is no latency, there is no slow in my demo. I want to make sure it's very slow, so I will just turn my off my camera. Uh, Today, the demo we will focus on, or we will try to cover these points. We will try to go through the collaboration, which is, I think most of you, you know, OneDrive and Teams, but we will just touch base quickly with these two parts. We will take a tour on the Microsoft 365 admin portal and how from one location you will be able to access all the Microsoft 365 feature you need to do. So it's one-stop location for your IT team to manage all the environment from different perspective. Then we will go through the security part. We will demo the multi-factor authentication, conditional access, how to use Defender for Office 365 to protect your Office 365. Then we will have the compliance, how to apply data loss prevention, where you start to protect your uh, data and label it and make sure nothing will be shared outside the organization. And the last one will be mobile device management. I will show you the Intune portal and how to start to use this. Let's jump for the first one, OneDrive. So as you know, OneDrive, it's personal storage, but it's not personal. It's a business personal storage where you can create files, share it with the rest of your teams inside or outside your organization. It will be protected with your all security feature inside the organization. Uh, you will be having the feature of co-authoring. So two team members or more can edit on the same time, and you will see how they will do this edit. So it will give you a lot of features, and you can start to track all these documents you want to. You will see who will be having access to these documents, who can edit, who can just view, which is a lot of features nowadays. And you can access your OneDrive from any location. So from your phone, from your desktop, laptop, tablet, whatever. And this is the beauty. And you can access it even from inside one Teams if you share something on Teams. So let's jump to the part of the demo and see how we can apply all this. So today I have different personas to be able to demo this for you. The first one, it's a Megan, which will be working as the domain admin for our tenant. And this is a demo tenant. We use it to demo for our customer. So let me share first here. Let's log into Megan and see how this will work. So this is the sign in for demo. Megan, you will have to put the username and password. So this is Megan. She is we accessing her account now, or I will be demo. This is our persona, and you see this is your Contoso company, and they have, as you can see, this is the Office 365 admin port. The first point I want from you to note is that if you go here, you will see all your apps, and all your apps you can see it, explore all your apps. And this is the first point you need to know, that all apps. From here, we use something called single sign-on technology, where you only use one username and password to access all your apps. But the question will become, what if I have a third-party tools or third-party SaaS application like I'm using Salesforce or using other application? This all can be imported here and to be managed from one place. As you can see, some of these apps, it's not a Microsoft apps. I mean, not part of Office 365 apps like LinkedIn, but you will find it's controlled over under one portal for Contoso Electronics, and it use the same username and password. And this is one of very important point to keep track of your apps and identity, to manage the identities and make sure that you can protect these identities for all the users. Let's go for open the Outlook and OneDrive for Megan. And from here, you will see that Megan had a lot of documents on the OneDrive. And as you can see, it's shared with this with some people, and these documents is you can control who is sharing from here. Let's take example that one of these document we wanted to share it with, like audit for small business, we will share it with one of her team. This team member can be internally or externally, but let's use Isa as an example, and we will give him the action to can edit and not view only. He will be able to edit, and you will send this one. Once you did that, you you will have another session for Isa to access. So this is Isa account. Let's sign in. See how we can see this part. Screens here just to okay. This is Isa account. Let's go for his email because he will receive email from Megan saying that she shared the document with him. And let's open the Excel sheet. Do you see here? Megan Bound shared with you a file. You can open this file. We'll find the same file exactly. And once you start, you see here someone trying. This is Megan trying to edit. Let's say she is writing test. You will see it's reflected on the other document saying that Megan is writing here, and it will be reflected on the same time. This is what we call it the co-authoring, that two people or more, it could be three, four, five, 10 people sharing the same document, working with each other in the same moment, and on the same time you will see both of them editing on the document. As you can see here that this is Isa, he can see that Megan editing on his document, and in the same time you can see here Megan can see Isa editing on the document. So whatever Isa will do here, best again, it will be reflected on the other document. This is the first point I wanted to cover. OneDrive, you can do multiple things with OneDrive, but this is the basic one you can do, and there is a lot of features, but just to show you how we can do that. Okay, let's go back to the Megan again. We will turn off this. Sorry, we will close this, and we will OneDrive. Let's start with exploring Microsoft 365 Admin Center. You will find it here. And as I mentioned, Admin Center, it's one-stop location for all the actions you need to do. So from here, you will find that you can see the home, and you can customize these cards. So you will have different, if you wanted to have the Microsoft Teams accessing user management, the billing, you wanted to follow the billing, and you can add more of these styles and according to your needs. And from here, you will be able to manage all the active users added a newer tenant. You will see all the users, you will have access to all of them. You can change the license, you can check their names, roles, devices, the OneDrive, all the features. You can reset the password, all these features. The main point I wanted to mention here also, which is that one of the main features, that from one location you can access all the admin centers for security, as we will see in our presentation and demo, compliance, endpoint manager, a- Azure Active Directory, Exchange, SharePoint, Teams. So it's one location you will be able to access. Once you click on the security, it will take you to the security portal where you can start to do all the functions to manage your security, from applying Defender for Office 365 or start to protect your endpoint. Whatever the actions you need, you will find it in one location. And the same concept now, you will have cards, and these cards can be customized. You can move it between different locations according to your needs, how you want it look like, and it can be customized for each one. Let's assume that we have security admin, so he will have access and he can customize his layout and card tiles according to his needs. So this is the first point we need to mention here, how it's from the Microsoft 365 admin portal. You can access everything, you can do all, you can check even billing, resources, support, settings, everything. Let's move to the second point, which is how we can apply multi-factor authentication, which is one of the most important adding layer to protect your identity. You know, there is research they mentioned before that 99% of the attack can be eliminated on identity by adding multi-factor authentication, because you don't depend on your username and password only. You add another layer on your identity by using multi-factor authentication, like user passwords, or sending SMS, or calling you on your phone, or even use hard token. And all of that, it's supported by Microsoft 365. And this is part of M365 Business Premium. And it's very easy to apply. You don't need to do many steps or do a lot of configuration. And we can see that now. So let's pick from here, from the same admin portal, you will find there is a multi-factor authentication. You will open this, will take you to another portal called multi-factor authentication. We have this user, you will see all the multi-factor authentication feature is disabled. We will choose Alex, it's disabled. Before we do that, let me test with you how we can access Alex. I just need to bring another window for Alex. So this is Alex Wilbur. We will log in with his name and just need the password. Let me edit the password. Still loading. Okay, it's already logged because I logged before. So it logged to the Microsoft 365. So as you can see here, this is Alex Wilbur. It's a different persona we are using. And we will see after that, okay, we logged, we can access the different uh, application, OneDrive, or share PowerPoint, whatever. I just wanted to make sure that all the application are working fine. So you can see that we are accessing the OneDrive without a problem. Let's back here and sign out and go back again to Megan. Just want to sure. Oh, we already signed out for Alex Wilbur. Let's go back to here. So Megan will start to assign multi-factor authentication for Alex. So we will choose here and say enable multi-factor authentication. So they will confirm that. If you need more information for deployment guide, you can go to this link, but here we will enable multi-factor authentication. Successfully implemented. And this is the point. For sure, you don't have to do it one by one. You can do bulk of them, all of them in one step, or you can choose the people or the group of people you want to apply for them. And there is more settings, but I just want to test this with you. Let's go back again to Alex Wilbur and try to log in. Just a moment. Let's try this. So we will sign with Alex.
Hey, well, we just have a question from Michael. He's asking how the dual authentication works if desktop clients like Outlook and OneDrive are set to stay connected.
Sorry, can you repeat Dasha this question?
Yeah, so how does dual authentication work if desktop clients like Outlook and OneDrive are set to stay connected?
So to stay connected, how the multi-factor authentication will work. Let me read the question. Sorry, it's in the chat.
Sorry, or we can wait till
While,
the end. Oh,
yeah, while
Yeah, sure.
many applications, when you connect to them on the web, right? you have an option to stay connected. The app asks you, do you want to stay connected? So it'll keep the connection up for you, so it won't time out and you have to log in again. So
Okay.
I'm asking, is the dual authentication work that when you first initiate the connection from a client, and I'm not talking the Office 365 client, the desktop clients access Office 365 as well.
Okay. So you can.
Right? So,
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
right? So, and I'm thinking about users that don't want to have to be, if they're timed out after 15 minutes and have to log in again. That's why they pick to stay connected. So as long as it's their user ID, they don't have to re-log in again, right? The client keeps it logged in. And I'm assuming on the dual authentication, it'll work the same way. It's only a new session initiation that's going to prompt you.
Yeah, you can do that from the settings of the multi-factor authentication. So when we go here, was my second part. You can go to the service settings and start to configure how this will work. So you will find that allow users to remember multi-factor authentication on the device they trust, or you can keep this unmarked, so it will
Okay.
it will not work. Okay.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
let me explain this part here as we reach to this point. So from this part, service settings, you can up, configure the settings you want to do across the multiple organization or all your users who will use the multi-factor authentication. So let's assume that you don't want your team to start to do MFA in case if they are in the office or trusted location. So you can add the IPs, which once they are logging from these IPs, the MFA will not prompt for them because they are coming from a trusted location. And this is the option you can use to check if you want them get text for message or notification, or you will use hardware token, and so on. And this the last one, it's if you want to allow users to remember multi-factor authentication on the device and how many days, the maximum is 365, or you want this be 90 days, or it could be customized. This is how we works. And I prefer let's guys take the questions. Just post your question for not forgetting the question, but I will try to answer all of them by the end of the session to keep the flow for the demo. Okay. Thanks, team. I hope that I answered this question for you, Michael. Okay. So let's go back to, yeah, to, sorry, to Alex to see how we will apply the multi-factor authentication. So we need to enter the password for Alex here, and we will see how it will prompt here. You will see that now it's asking for entering the code to apply this. And the point that I added Alex to my multi-factor authentication app. So it should be, let me add it here. This will take some time. Alex. Let me apply this not for Alex. Let's try the other one because this will take some time. So let's go back here, server users, remove the multi-factor authentication disabled for Alex. And let's use the other one, which is Isa. So we will sign out Isa, sign out, and we will check him here. Where is Isa? I think in the second one. This is his name, and we will enable the multi-factor authentication for him. Let's jump to this one here. It's sign in. So Isa sign in will ask for his password, enter the password, and now they will ask, we need to configure the multi-factor authentication. So we will go, what's the steps for multi-factor authentication? And from this one, I will show you this is my phone. So you can see that this is the multi-factor authentication app I use. So let's go next. He will start to ask you, you will be prompted, set up your account. And from here, I will go to the, sorry, here's my device, my screen, the mobile screen here. I will start to go here and add personal work and school account. After that, they will ask me, do you want to sign or scan a code? I will start scanning code, then I will go to this code and scan it. Once I did that, it will be added here. As you can see, Contoso. I will click next, go for the next step. Once I have this, let me show you again my phone. It will ask me to approve this because now this is the multi-fact. It's sending you the second factor. You will approve it. Once it will approve it, my screen is black because it asked for my fingerprint. I configure my device to have to work with the fingerprint. Once I did that, you will find here notification saying, okay, it's approved. You can log in now and done. And this is all what you need. It just you adding another layer for your multi-factor authentication for your identity, and you keep protecting your team identity. And from here, you can access the application back. So this is the beauty of multi-factor authentication. It's easy, simple to start to apply. It doesn't need a lot of configuration or complicated. If you need to add hardware token and all this stuff, you can do it. It has more configuration from Azure Active Directory, but I mean about the idea itself. It's very easy to implement, and will add directly more protection to your entity and your team. Okay, let's go back again to Megan. I will disable this again. I don't no need to start every time ask for multi-factor authentication while using this. And let's close this one and back again to the admin portal. Okay, so this was the multi-factor authentication. Let's jump to another topic, which I love it. This is one of the most interesting and secure topic I love. It's conditional access. And a lot of customers, they don't use conditional access. Maybe they see it's not adding a lot of value, but I see it add a lot of features, especially with integration with multi-factor authentication. So what's conditional access? As you know that any organization, they have multiple of signals coming to them every day. These signals could be from devices, like you have multiple devices, even especially if you enable that bring your own device. So it could be Android, iOS, Mac, Windows, whatever. Or it's coming from employees they using different authentication like Azure Active Directory or ADFS or Google ID, for example, or from different location, physical location. Let's assume that your business it's running only in North America, and you getting the signal from Far East or from Europe, which is weird for you, or from a specific IPs, you configured specific IPs to come, or from even client methods. So with Microsoft 365 security part, you can set these conditions and apply some parameters. Let's assume that, as I mentioned, for location, you will set a physical location saying that any IP coming from outside North America, I don't need this. So once you configure this condition, Microsoft 365 using the machine learning will start to assess this signal coming and see from where it's coming. Is it according to your condition configuration or it's different? And according to this, they will assess the risk and apply one of the controls which you configure. Let's assume that you configure any access will come from outside geolocation. You will ask for MFA, which means that this will you will do double authentication or make sure that this guy who trying to access from Europe, maybe he is someone from your team is traveling, and you just need to ask about MFA. Or there is another scenario. There is let's assume that you find some people still using Windows 7 or Windows 8, which is out of support and it doesn't have any security updates anymore. So this means more risk in your environment. So you will block access for any operating system coming with Windows 7 or 8. So as you can see, you have multiple options or multiple controls you can apply. And all these controls not only limited to the Microsoft, you can apply it for cloud SaaS apps. So if you have third-party apps and you wanted to apply the conditional access for them, you will be able to do that. You can apply it for all the Microsoft cloud for sure. And you can apply it even for on-premise and web services apps, which is pretty cool and add a lot of features for your team. So let's jump and see how we can do that. I think this is will be interesting topic to cover and see a demo for that. Let me share my screen again and go to the Megan. Just a moment. Where is me? Okay, so turn off this. I don't want a lot of windows. Okay, so this is Megan, as we mentioned. Megan, she will be controlling this part. Let's go to apply the conditional access. You need to go to the Azure Active Directory portal, where you start to add more features or management for your all identities and start to control. The scenario we will do, we will choose one of the guys. Let's assume Alex. Let me get Alex here before we go. Where is the Alex? Just a moment. Sorry, guys, I have multiple windows I have to control. So this is Alex access. Let's make sure that the MFA control okay. So here is the scenario. We will apply a condition on Alex that when he tried to access one of his Microsoft 365 apps, like let's assume SharePoint or Teams from browser, he will be blocked for security reason. It's just this is the condition. It's easy one trying to just to demo for you. So let's go back to here. This is Megan again. I just don't want to make you confused. Megan, which is the domain admin and controlling all the IT racks inside Contoso. So we will go here, and from this one, we will go to the applications, enterprise application. And from enterprise application, you will find that we have conditional access. Okay. Conditional access, we will start to create a new policy. Okay. Let me just turn this one on for sake of the, okay, sorry. Conditional access, new policy, and let's apply a new policy and see how we can configure this. Let's call this one SharePoint or Office 365, Office 365 web access block, blocking web access, block access. You're on CDW webinar web 2023, just to keep record of this. Then this is the name of the policy. They will ask you how you wanted to apply this conditional access. You can apply it for all users. I always prefer to do this by cautious because you can block everyone from working. So always test this and choose specific users. So, and you can apply it for even your guest users or external or specific users. So for this purpose, we will choose Alex, which we choose to Alex Wilber. And sometimes when applying a specific condition, you can exclude some people. So let's assume that you choose to apply this condition for all users, but you will exclude the finance team or the IT team just for the business needs. So there's multiple ways and workarounds, but for the demo purpose, we will just choose Alex to do this one. Then they will ask you, what do you want to restrict? There is multiple application, which is the configuration, the control you want to do. There's the cloud apps, user action, authentication context. So we will go with the cloud apps. Let's select specific app. Maybe we can go, as we mentioned, let's choose SharePoint Online, for example, SharePoint Online. And maybe we can choose also Teams, just to make sure it will reflect Microsoft Teams. And this is the two apps we will have action on them. Okay. Then it will ask you what's the condition you want to do. And you can see there is multiple conditions, as I mentioned before. You can see the user risk. So you can configure if you have a user risk, this risk will be high or medium or low and take action according to user risk if this is higher, or sign in risk. This means that he is signing from unauthorized location, which is also one of the condition, but we will not do these both of them. Device platform, they can ask you, what do you want to do with the device? As I mentioned, if your company policy saying that I don't want anyone access my business contacts or data from Android device or iOS because I don't allow people to use this, or I only need people to access this from Windows because I only have control over Windows devices. So this is what you can do. You have a lot of control even across the devices, and you can see this is across all the platforms we have: Android, iOS, Windows Phone, Windows, Mac, Linux, all these parts. Okay, so we will not do this one also. Done. Okay, locations. So sometimes you can do it by location, as we mentioned in the example. If you're a business in North America and you need only make sure that anything coming outside of North America will be blocked. So you can do any location, all trusted location. So trusted location, you will configure these trusted location here in Azure Active Directory, and it will be able to connect this by all the trusted location. Or you can select specific location from here, which you will configure before that. So we would do that. Client apps. And this is what we would say. We will say yes if we have someone trying to access from browser. So let's apply this one. Okay. Then we will go to filter device. I want to stop here just and give you how much you can do control over this conditional access. This is one of the feature that you can even go deeply and configure which devices can be apply a condition. Here you will say devices that match this rule, and you will start to build this rule from scratch. For example, you will go saying that I need any of these. Let's assume model. If the laptop or device model it's equals Dell, for example, and the operating system is equal Windows whatever 7, you can apply whatever you want to do on this condition. So you will see there is a lot of parameters you can customize here according to your need and business need. So you're only not limited to these conditions. You even can have more here according to your need. And you can even start to write syntax here to add more expression. But we will not use this one. I'm just giving you what we have from the conditional access. Okay. Then access control, what we will do. There is multiple access here. You can grant them access, but ask for multi-factor authentication or require authentication strength more. This is under preview, or a lot of features. For the sake of time, we will do block access. We want to just block the access. And the last one, okay, sorry. Yeah, select this one. Okay, block the access. I want to make sure that I choose no. Block access, select here, then session, use app info disable. This is more feature. Just let's do that. So now here we have the conditional, the policy we created. So we will say on and create. So it should reflect here, taking some time. So you will see Office 365 block access CDW webinar. This is the policy which we created today. Let's go back to Mr. Alex, which we apply on him this policy. To make sure it's applied, let's sign out first from Alex. So sign in again, Alex Wilbur, and maybe they will ask me about the password. Let me get the password for them. This is the password and enter. Yes. So as you can see, this is Alex Wilbur here. Alex Wilbur, we will go and start to check SharePoint and Teams. So this is SharePoint. I hope it's reflected now. As you can see, it's a piece of cake. Now they asking, you can't access this right now. So I just wanted to make sure that or clarify this. Here they saying your sign-in was successfully. So you don't have a problem with your username and password. The problem that you don't meet your business criteria which to access this resource. So this is how we apply a condition and sending message to the coworker that you're doing something not matching our compliance or whatever. So you adding more layer on from security perspective by just applying very easy conditions. It's not easy, it's get more complicated when you have more business scenarios, but this is how it's applying for your conditional access integrated with multi-factor authentication, and this is integrated with all Office 365 workloads, not only SharePoint or OneDrive. It could be beyond that, Exchange, or even beyond Microsoft. And this is what we mentioned in the beginning, that do more with less. You can apply this even for your third-party application, SaaS application. If you have something for finance, marketing, sales, you can apply this, and even for on-prem application if you still have on-prem application. So this is how it works for Alex. So let's go back again. I don't want to mess with this. Let's turn off the policy just for the sake if we would need Alex. I think we will need Alex again for more demos. Just we would do that and turn off this. It's turned off, and this is the Azure Active Directory. Okay, so far, let's go back again to our presentation just to. So here, let's go back. Sorry. So far we did the OneDrive. We just show you the concept of OneDrive. Then we went to the admin portal and we saw the single sign-on, how we can apply the single sign-on for all our SaaS application or even on-prem application. Apply them. We show a demo for multi-factor authentication, conditional access, and now we want to go for Defender for Office 365. And Defender for Office 365, it's, Microsoft, they have a Defender family, which is not only Defender for Office 365, but we have multiple Defenders. For one of them, it's Defender for Office 365, which is protecting your Office 365 from what? From anti-malware, from phishing email, from unsafe attachment, unsafe links, and all these malwares and unsafe attachment, unsafe links. It come to us every day in the organization. Even in the CDW, I'm personally receiving almost every week 2 or 3 emails with these phishing email, and I report it to our security team, and it get protected by these products. So Defender for Office 365, it's not only for Exchange Online or SharePoint, it's for all Office 365 suite. It can protect Teams, SharePoint, OneDrive, Exchange Online, all this part of Office 365. There is more outside the scope of Microsoft 365 Business Premium, like Defender for Identity or Defender for Cloud Apps, which protect your clouds. There's Defender for Endpoint. This is part of Business Premium, but we will not demo this today because this need more preparation. But Defender for Endpoint protects your endpoint from malwares, viruses, attacks, and not only protection, it take action for you. So it responds to this attack, like blocking this user from access your network, asking for isolating this machine from accessing any data. So it take more action for you. So the let's back to the demo to see the portal for Defender for Endpoint. We will go back again to Megan. Let's just, oh, sorry, doing that. Let's go again. Sorry, guys, all too much windows. So here, Megan, on the same place, Microsoft 365 Admin Center, you will go to the security part. And from security portal, you will start to apply the security features we need to do. So here we will do this scenario. We will configure one of the policies for Microsoft Defender for Office 365. As you can see here, Defender for Office 365. And here, all the features you can apply. This part for Defender for Endpoint, where you start to protect your endpoints. Here for emails and collaboration. And this part, policies and rules. And this is cloud apps. This is not under the M365 Business Premium, which is and add more features. Let's go for policies and rules, and we will go to the threat policies. So what we will do, we will create one policy and see how we can protect our organization from this. So let's go with the safe link. So safe link, we will go and create a policy here, and let's call this policy CDW webinar test 2023 test safe link policy. Okay, and you can build a description for this policy if you need to do that. Then here you will have the option to identify where who will be applied this policy for them. So you can, as we mentioned before, you can choose specific users, like if we mention, let's check Isa or Alex or whoever you wanted to apply this. But normally when we apply this policy for protection, we apply it across the organization. So we can have the option to choose the domain. So we will choose our domain, which is Microsoft 365, this number on Microsoft, we will apply to all domain. Then this is the configuration for the safe link. So they will ask you for the email. As we mentioned, it cover most of all the Office 365 apps. For the email, on safe links, create list of known malicious links when user click link. So this is for tracking after that. And apply safe links to the email message sent within the organization. So I don't want to make sure I want to make sure that when I receive link inside the email, that will not be applying any of attacks inside this one. Don't rewrite the URL. Do check safe links using the API from Microsoft. And you have the feature if there is some third party organization or specific links, it's safe and you use it every day and you want to make sure it will not go through this testing for safe links, you can add it here. You can add, let's assume, google.com or whatever, Bing or whatever the needs you want to do, you can do that. So this will give you the option to. Okay, sorry. Someone forget to mute. Thanks, Dasha, for help. Okay, so you will add here the part of. Let me just check this. Sorry. The URL you want to protect, and or you don't want this to apply for when you do the protection, then you will have teams the same on safe links checks for less down for malicious. So all this what it's recommended by Microsoft to apply. And here you want to track user clicks. You want to make sure that you will, if the user click on it, who will click on that, who will went to this website, but you will be able to block this website from accessing. Then you will normally you will get a template from Microsoft saying this website is not allowed to access because it have malicious content or something like that. Or you can customize this message if you want to write something. This is our organization, Contoso, and we are trying to protect you. You can do whatever you want, but I will use the default notification. Then you review the policy and just submit to make sure it's submitted. Okay. Once you did that, you now created a save policy link, as you can see here. What I will do, let's go to Megan email. Where is the Outlook? Let me go back here. the Outlook for Megan. And we will check the inbox. And I will go do something weird. I will go to my personal email. I prepared email. This is Megan email. And I attached email with the link. It's not a safe link. It has some not normal link. It's not the normal one which we use. And I will send it to Megan, and we will see how Defender for Office 365 will take action for this. So let me send it. This is my Gmail, my personal email. We'll send this to Megan, and let's wait to see when Megan receive it. Let's refresh here. And let me check my email to make sure it's sent and went out. Okay, we're still waiting this one. Oh, box. Didn't receive it yet. This is Megan. I want to make sure. Yeah, I just heard the sound. Okay, let's go to the inbox. You see here, Well Hassan, and this is the email we received. Hi, hello, Megan. Someone for this side to me, it looks like. Let's click on the website and see what will happen. And this is what Defender for Office 365 do. Microsoft Defender for Office 365. See, this is not legitimate website. So we recommend that you don't open the website. Its opening might not be unsafe for you. And this is exactly what Defender for Office 365 will do across the platforms, not only Exchange or Outlook, Exchange Online. It will do it if someone from your guest team send you message on Teams or send to you message on SharePoint or something like that. This will be the same action across all the Office 365 apps. Um, let's go back. I want to show you something on the presentation, a video. It's the same concept for the Defender for Office 365. This is a video show. So you can receive an email on the your mobile, and you will have the same action. Okay. Defender for Office 365. And the same here, if we build a policy for save documents or save attachment, you see here, someone send a document on your for you on the email, and this document, it has something virus or micros or something like that. Once you try to open this document, you will see it's compromised your device. However, if you are using one of the tools to protect your Office 365, the scenario will be different. You will see it will give you this is not allowed to use, as Microsoft Defender will protect you from this one. So this is how it works for the part of Defender for Office 365. Now we will go for data loss prevention. Uh, it's now 3. We still have 30 minutes. We will just will I will give you like 5 minutes break if anyone want to get coffee. Take a break 5 minutes and we will come back. It's now 3 and 1. Let's back 3 5, and we will have after that the data loss prevention and the mobile device management, and after that we will close. Thank you. 5 minutes and we'll back. Okay, one more minute and we will start. Okay, so for the sake of the time, we will start again. Now we will go for the data loss prevention or compliance part. A lot of organization nowadays, they have a concern about their sensitive documents or applying sensitivity labels and make sure these documents or the sensitive information will not be on- sorry, can you mute yourself, please? Uh, these these sensitive documents will be not accessed by unauthorized users. And this is where you can use part of M365 Business Premium is the data loss prevention, where you start can apply policy to protect your sensitive information from being shared even internally or externally through the different uh, communication like Teams, SharePoint, OneDrive, uh, different information or different things. So let's go for this is the compliance portal. It's the same and from Microsoft 365 Admin Center, you will find Compliance Center. You will have here Microsoft Preview Compliance Portal where you have a lot of feature for information protection and data classification and all these auditing feature. But what we will test today, it's data loss prevention, where you start to track your sensitive information and build the policy for it and make sure these data will not be shared inside the organization. So one the example which we will take that we want to make sure that the financial information like credit cards, SIN numbers, all these information will not be sent through the email or Teams or whatever for the compliance purposes and to make sure this data is secure. Let's assume that you are Contoso. This is it's a financial uh, entity or bank sector, and they don't want to any of these information between employees share it with each other. Maybe they want to open a case or comply with something, but they want to make sure this is compliant. So what we will do, we go here for policies and start to create a policy. And as you can see, let's have the same DLP CDW 2023 test policy for DLP. And they will ask you about the region. Why? Because the financial information, it can be vary from region to region, from North America or from Canada to US, whatever, according to their data. So we can choose here Canada, you will find it. And we will choose the financial category. And there is multiple things like Canada financial data, PCI data security for compliance for the banking compliance. Let's choose Canada financial data. And you will see here, this include credit card and Canada bank account numbers. So this policy will protect any information related to the credit card or Canada bank accounts to be shared inside your organization or outside. If you try to send this information, it will be blocked according to the company rules. So we will create the policy. We will keep this name for it and start help you detect personal information considered as a financial data. Then we'll validate. This is the point to show you where they will start to protect or apply this policy. You can choose or you can turn it off for the location you don't want to use it, but it will be protecting Exchange or if it this shared on email or SharePoint, OneDrive, Teams, and the channels of the Teams devices. Microsoft Defender for cloud apps. This feature is not an M365E premium, but this is because we are using a tenant for more feature, but this is not here. And on-premise repository, even on premise. So we will keep it as it is, but you can see how rich it can reach for all these locations. Then they will tell you review custom default. This is the default template that you will have the credit card number and the bank mode. Then we will move to, if you sometimes people they want to edit, they don't want to use the template because this is a built-in template. But if you want to edit, you will find that you can add more things like I which all these information. Let's assume that we wanted to add the SIN number. So it should be here. It's written social insurance number, social. Let's see, Australia, Canada Health Service, Canada driving license, Canada passport. So you can add Canada social insurance number. It's not written SIN. So Canada social insurance number. So you can add on top of the template more identification you want to protect. Let's assume that you wanted to protect all the things related to Canada, like Canada insurance number, Canada driving license. You need all the PPI, which is person identification information, to be protected from share across your organization. But we will leave it as it is, the template, but the option is there. And we will go next. Then they will ask you for more how you want to protect this. So when content match the policy condition, show the policy tips to users. So you want to show the tips why you protect that, and detect when a specific amount of sensitive information is shared at one time, at least 10 times. No, we will make it the minimum one time for the purpose of the this. Send report, incident report by email. You can send reports, send alerts if any DLP policies match, and send it to the end user saying that you didn't do this policy, and start to give him whatever your policy inside the organization to protect your information. Then we will keep the rest, and here customize access override, and start to give you more feature related to the policy. Let me see my time. We have 15 minutes. So we will keep it like this because we don't have time to go through all this, but you have a lot of features here. Let's jump to policy mode, test it first hour or turn it on. We will turn it on directly. We don't need to waste our time. This is to review the policy and submit. So it will need some time to reflect. Till it reflect, I will go here to Megan to try to test this. From Megan part, we will open Microsoft Teams. Let's open Microsoft Teams here. And on the same time, we will go to Isa. This is Isa. Yes. Let's open his Microsoft Teams too. Where is Microsoft Teams? Here. Okay. This is Microsoft Teams. And let's have two screens. Okay. Let me wait. I just want to make sure this. Okay. Get Windows app. No, use the web instead. Let's go for the chat. First of all, let's double check that the policy is created. Okay, done. We want to make sure, where is it? Select here, Canada Financial, this one, which we created, Canada Financial Data. Last one, then let's go back to Teams. What we will do here, let's go from the chat of Megan and find Isa and start to see chat with him. Dismiss. Let's send for him saying hi. Sorry. Confirm. Okay, he's receiving the message and saying, how are you, man? Now, let's jump to the. I will send for him a credit card number. As you can see, this is a credit card number. I will send it for Isa from the Megan account. Let me just, I want to make sure that the policy is reflected now. It's on. Just want to give it some time to make sure before I send, because sometimes it take more time, but it should be reflected. Okay, let's hope. So now I'm sending a credit card number on the Teams, which is one of the workloads we identified while we are working. So what I would do, I would send the credit card now. Let's see what will happen. Wow. As you can see here from Megan's side, which she sent the information, this message was blocked. And what I can do when you click here, they will explain for you. Your message was blocked due to organization policy. This item conflict with a policy of you in your organization, and this is what you can do. On the other side of either, he didn't see the message was blocked due to organization policy, and he didn't receive the credit card, and it will take him till explain what's the team's message about data loss prevention, and it will give him more information. So now you can make sure that any credit card number, any Canadian bank account, any whatever policy you want to apply, it will be protected inside your organization when you send it across all the platforms we saw in the in the configuration of the policy, like Exchange Online, SharePoint, even on-premise application. Okay, you can report and you go more here. Let me show you a quick video for this on the presentation. Let's go back to the presentation. One here for data loss prevention. And this is a scenario even applied for the device. Someone taking his personal email, a personal photo on USB, as you can see. This is USB, and he start to take a document for a project. He get a notification. This is not allowed because this is part of business project. He trying to send personal email from Gmail, and he attaching the same project document on his personal email. Once he start to do that, he will get the same message. So you can protect beyond what we think as long as it's identified as a personal data or protection. So the data loss prevention will be applied and you will be able to protect your documents. Okay. So so far we doing very well. We went through multiple scenarios from security perspective, and we covered a lot from single sign-on, multi-factor authentication, conditional access, data loss prevention for compliance part, and we went through the defender for Office 365 and how we can protect our Office 365 from phishing, from unsafe attachment, unsafe links by creating these policies. Now we will move forward to the last part, which is the mobile device management, which I think this is one of the hero applications or tools that Microsoft provide with Microsoft 365. Why? Because a lot of organization after what we had from the last year, and we found that a lot of people they want to work remotely, and not only that, now every one of us have not only one device. You have your laptop, maybe you have your desktop in the office, you have your mobile, you have your tablet, and maybe sometimes people have more than one mobile. And these all these devices, personal or company devices, it could be giving the option to access your business data, which is very risky for a lot of organization. You want to make sure that I'm controlling these devices. However, other than that, my data will be at risk, especially if this user left the company or he moved to another way, or if it accessed by, let's assume that our social media, any sensitive data can be shared on the social media, which will affect my company for stock numbers or whatever sensitive data. So Intune, which is part of M365 Business Premium, will give you both options. The first one is the mobile device management, where you can start to manage the device itself. So applying multiple things on the device, enroll the device on your Microsoft 365, start to provision the settings, apply certificates, profiles. In case of this device had been stolen, you can remove all the data of this profile, and also you can make sure that you apply your compliance policies on this device, like applying specific password. So you can say any device will be enrolled, a mobile device. It should have a complex password, whatever, and it can should be changed every like 50 days or 60 days. You can push some specific notifications or controls over the device to make sure it will be comply with your company policy. Let's assume that you have Windows 10 or Windows 7, and you want to make sure this device will be secure, so you will do more from the mobile device management. The second part of Intune, it's application management, not only device. You wanted to manage the application, so you will publish the application, only the allowed application to be controlled by your device or by your company. So let's assume you have specific application only allowed. This is what the application will. Let me share you also. Sorry, let me share my screen of my phone. This is my phone, and this is my personal phone, but I use mobile device. I use my business data on it. And this is where you can see that here, this is the personal part, and this is the business part, which is coming from CDW. So all the personal application, it's in a one repository, or let's assume box. But when I go to the work profile, this is only the application that CDW allowed to me to access. Even when I go to the Play Store, I will not find, for example, WhatsApp or Facebook, because it's not, sorry, this is, let me change the language. WhatsApp. It's not allowed to be here. So this means that I have a specific application, only my company allowed me to do that. And this will not happen. There is a step I couldn't demo for you because this need more time, which is the enrollment of the device itself to be under CDW. But the point, I wanted to give you the point that anything inside this repository of work, I will not be able to transfer to the personal. Like if I have a sensitive email or I have sensitive document or whatever, I will not be able to share it to the personal part to be shared on personal on social media or something like that. And in case if I left the company at any time, the CDW will be able to wipe all the data. So once I left the company, they will remove all the work with all data stored on it, from email, OneDrive, SharePoint, sensitive documents, whatever the application. Even if I'm installing here, let's assume Salesforce, whatever the SaaS application, or something related to other third party, everything will be removed. So this is part of Microsoft 365. Let me show you how it looked like the Intune portal. Let's go back to Megan, minimize this here, and same Microsoft 365 Admin Center. We will find Endpoint Manager. From Endpoint Manager, we will be able to do both things, the device management and application management. So application management, you will find all the apps you can control inside your organization. This is the apps you are allowed, and you can add more apps to be enrolled. And this is the platform you can manage: Windows, iOS, Mac, Android. And as you can see, you have a lot of variety to control these devices above on top of these applications. The same, we have the devices. We have all the devices enrolled in our organization. This is demo tenant, so we don't have much, or we didn't enroll any, but we have across these platforms. I just wanted, the last thing I want to show it to you in a quick, if we want to create a configuration policy for Windows machines or Windows desktop, you will see how many features we can do. If we went to here, create a profile, and let's select Windows 10 or later, not Windows 8, and we will select one of the templates. Let's assume that we have a lot of templates here you can configure to apply a configuration policy. Let's use this device restrictions and create here CDW webinar 2023, and this is test policy, and next. So you will see there is 100 of features you can apply to restrict on this. Let's assume cloud storage. If your company policy not to use Microsoft cloud storage like OneDrive, you will block it. Or if you non-Microsoft cloud, you want to block it, you can block it. You will make control over all these parts. And cloud printers, you can assign which cloud printers you can assign it for your customer. Control panel, even if you want a control panel, which features inside the control panel user can access, maybe some of them that he will not be able to access, but this is all what you can use. I mean, this is all what this is all these stuff you can control if you want to block gaming, your privacy, apps not configured, whatever you can do. Then you have the control over the start menu. Some organization maybe they have their desktops or laptops. It's given to a call center, and they don't need them to have any of the feature except some specific application. Using JSON file, you can create specific uh, start menu, customize one, and you publish it here. And this what will be applied to your end user. Then whatever the feature you applied, you will check it and start to assign it to a specific group. And after that, assigning to the specific group, this will be policy applied to review and create. And it will be applied for all the devices enrolled inside your organization or the groups which you want to give them this part of Intune. There is multiple feature, a lot of them, and customization you can do with Intune on both sides, mobile device management and mobile application management. This is just a quick one of them. And as I saw you in my mobile, it's very controlled, secure, and it gives you a lot of control as a security or compliance and security engineer or administrator inside your organization to control your sensitive data. Let's go back. I think we have 4 minutes. I just want to recap. This is what we have. The next step, please share with us your overall thoughts. If you need to have any one-to-one session or you need to have more deep dive, reach out to us. We will work on this. We can work with all of the you. Uh, if you need someone from us to contact you, you can reach out to your account manager or leave us a message, and we will make sure to schedule more deep dive and discuss more with you. And yeah, I think now we almost done. I don't know if there is more question on the chat. Let me check.
Yes, so we have a few questions in the chat.
Okay, let me take some of them. Okay.
Sure.
I will open the chat. Okay. So here, oh, wow, all this. Let me check some of them here. Do you recommend third-party backup for SharePoint, OneDrive, Mailbox, or your backup and version history is sufficient? So, okay, for backup for all Office 365, you need to know there is difference between backup and high availability. What Microsoft offer, it's a high availability. So let's assume that at any point of time, your email for sure you should find it. Like if you have email from like 1 year or 2 year, should find it because Microsoft store your data in multiple location on their data centers. This is applied for SharePoint, OneDrive, and Outlook, all the Office 365. But if someone come from your organization and deleted some documents or emails, this and he deleted completely, this will not be found because this means that you delete it from your storage. So in this case, you need to have a backup solution if this is something you need to concern about. There is a lot of solution. Microsoft, they don't offer a backup solution included with Office 365, but if your company or business need to have a backup solution, you can one of the famous one work very well with a Microsoft. It's Microsoft, sorry, it's Veeam. They back up all the Office 365 as far as I know, but uh, Office 365 from its nature, it doesn't give you a backup solution. It gives you a high availability solution. Okay, let me. Our organization name is too long. This causing long file name issue for us. If I change the organization name, would that create issue with already synced OneDrive clients? I'm getting mixed up opinions on the internet. It worked for some, didn't work for others. I'm not sure about this. I will take it and I can check it later on. Maybe I will can get back, but I need to uh, deep dive more about this. Backups are possible with Office 365. age of law, but the license need are expensive. We went through. This is someone answering. Okay, please advise. Version history is not a backup. If okay, I don't see any other questions as far as I know.
So I
Uh,
think Oliver asked for Outlook. Is there a part in M365 Business Premium for
if there is
global? Do
okay,
you see that one?
if there is M365 for Outlook, if there is a part in M365 Business Premium for global address book, so only an assigned user can administer the address book for everyone in the organization. And organization, if there is a part of M365 Business Premium for global address user, I didn't understand the question to be honest. If you can send it more or tell me what do you mean there is a part of M365 Business Premium for global address book, so only an assigned user can administer the address book for everyone in the organization. uh, Address book should be covered for anyone, but if you can send this another clarify the question, I will try to look for it, but I didn't get what do you mean by this question, to be honest. Sorry for that. Think we are over 1 minute, so I will take this two questions and I will check them and I will get back to you guys. But for now, thanks for your time. Thanks for keeping with us for 90 minutes. I know it's a long time, but I hope it was informative and useful for all of you. And please let us know if you need more information and you want another session. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Wael. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Dasha. Thank you, Emily. Thank you, everyone. Bye. Have a good one.
Thank you. Bye.